All right, folks, we're here at the Miami Springs Rec Center. I'm here with MaryJo Mejia Ramos, who's running for Miami Springs City Council. I want to thank you for joining us here, and you've had a busy night. We had the youth candidate event, so I appreciate you participating in that, and I appreciate you joining us here this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Lester. It was a great honor of being one of the first annual youth forum for candidates here in Miami Springs. It was wonderful. The kids are so smart. We have a bright future in Miami Springs.
And folks, if you're listening to this and you hear a little bit of howling in the background, don't worry, those are some of the teens that were participating in this youth candidate event. And you may hear a little bit of youth noise in the background. But again, we're at the Rec Center, and we're again pleased to have MaryJo, who's running for Miami Springs City Council. So MaryJo, tell everybody, what seat are you running for?
Yes, I'm running for seat number 2 at City Council. My punch number is number 24.
Okay, and so you ran for office a couple years ago, but for those who don't know you, tell them a little bit more about you and your background. What do you do for a living, and then we'll get into what got you here into Miami Springs.
Yes, I was raised in Aventura, and I moved to Miami Springs as an adult. I'm a proud owner of a 900 square foot home in the gem. It's like a gem here in Miami Springs. I love it so much. I have gardens. I'm an amateur botanist, and I garden for butterflies. I'm into nature. I have lots of hobbies that are outdoors. So
Right.
This is just in my line to be here and living and taking pride of living here in Miami Springs. A alumni, very proud alumni of the University of Miami.
Go Canes!
Yes. 2009. I apologize. 2003 for my bachelor's, and 2011 as for my MBA. Now,
wow.
And the reason why I'm so proud, I did that while working full time. That allowed me to work at the University of Miami over 35 years with the essential part of surgical oncology and hematology oncology services at the hospital.
Oh, that's serious stuff there.
Yes, so I bring a lot of history of community service and public service to the city.
So, you say, when exactly did you move to Springs?
I moved to Miami Springs in 2009.
Okay.
I think 2009, yes.
Right. So right after kind of the financial crisis hit. So what caught your eye about Miami Springs? What made you say, "Wow, this is where I want to live"?
I was lost.
Okay.
I was looking for an address for a home. I was looking for a home to purchase on my own.
Right.
And I was lost, and I came across this little house that needed a little. It was foreclosure, so it needed a little tender love and care.
Right.
And it took the right person, someone like me, to bring it back to life and keep that mid-century architectural that the house has and the city.
And so since you moved here since then, what would you say, because one thing when you come in as a first time, you're visiting Miss Springs and you maybe like the beauty of the green spaces and all that, but once you've lived here for a while, what do you like most about living here now?
What I like most about living here is the small town charm.
Right.
I did embrace it. At first I was like, what is it? But then I got to embrace it, and I can't let it go now. I can't imagine myself living somewhere else. One of the things that I do notice now as an adult is the quality of life. Before, when I used to live in Aventura, when I get home, I was still like pressure, tense,
the stress of the day.
And, okay, more things. I got to get up to work tomorrow. And that lifestyle changed. I understood the lifestyle after a while, after living here. The minute I pulled into Miami Springs and I see the tree canopy and the streets and the fact that we have to lower the speed to drive in here, it was like, wow, I'm home, and I'm no longer in blood pressure medicine. Seriously.
Well, it's one of the, and I've talked to Charlie Leonard and I, we've spoken about this a lot in the past, where as soon as you drive into Springs, it's like the stress of the day starts to kind of come off, and you just start feeling better as you're driving through beautiful Miami Springs. So, a couple years back, you decided to run for city council, and we appreciate doing that because that gives the residents a choice for city council. You're doing it again. What motivated you to come and run for Miami Springs City Council?
What motivated me,
Motivated.
Motivated me. I'm so sorry. We're both tired.
That's okay. I know we've had a long day, but you're doing great.
Okay, so what motivated me to run in 2023 is to be a part of the community and to be a part of making changes or leaving things as it is in the city.
Right.
In 2023, even though I've always been very active in my community, there was still a lot more to learn. I've come back more mature. I've learned much of the history of Miami Springs. I've been always committed with civic engagement, so I'm very active with the Miami Springs Women's Club, the Historic Society. I am the proud winner, I hope nobody knocks me off, of having to collect the most trash from the waters in Okeechobee River.
Okay.
So it's coming up in March the 29th.
The river cleanup right before the festival.
I do hold the record for the most trash pickup. So I do have a hands-on approach in the city.
Right.
And I continue to work and volunteer for the city, and that's what I want to continue doing. I want to be the councilwoman that listens to all the community, the residents, and what they need. Listen to the experts, what they have to offer in whatever issue, and then make a decision on behalf of everyone. Something that I realized when I go out canvassing is, sometimes I said, you know, what affects you affects me. I live here too. I wouldn't want my taxes to go up. And then they go, that's right. You do live here in Miami Springs. I said, that's right, sir. So, or ma'am. So what means, or the issues that you have in your heart that means the most to you also mean a lot to me.
So if you you win the seat and you join council, what are some of the top priorities for you?
The top priority for me is replenishing the reserve.
Okay.
The reserve has been tapped in twice.
Got it.
So we have to replenish that and continue to find innovative ideas to lower our taxes. And that would be by the bed tax in Miami Springs. The hotels do pay tax, but not the bed tax.
Got it.
Bed tax. So we do have to collaborate hard and diligently with our city officials to amend those laws. We need the bed tax in order to keep the mileage low and also to replenish our reserve that was tapped in.
Well, and I know there's been a lot of effort trying to change things in Tallahassee to allow us to get those bed taxes, also to help pay for some of those police services that unfortunately sometimes get used in an inordinate fashion by some of those hotels on 36th Street. So, you know, as you've gone and you're talking to some of the residents, what are, you mentioned earlier you love listening to the people. What are residents telling you, or some of the things that as you're talking to that's important to the residents, and or anything that surprised you as you may have talked to some of the residents?
One gentleman, of course, we do continue to have the problem of parking in the district, but we are a walking business district, meaning the parkings are in the back and the customer parkings are in the front. But other cities have worked that very well. We could also do that. Now, one thing that surprised me, a gentleman said, why don't we make that section of Westward a one lane? And I've seen that before in historic Hollywood, in Broward.
Like Los Olos Boulevard, right?
No, Hollywood.
Oh, in Hollywood.
Hollywood Beach.
Got it.
They have a very small portion that they have angled parking, and it's a one-way. The streets are beautiful, it's live, it has lots of restaurants and small businesses that creates a really nice walking environment for all. That's something to ponder, because I've not heard that from anyone else. It was just one gentleman to mention that to me.
Yeah, I know that there was an architect who presented some plans at one point to City Hall to make certain blocks of Westward Drive single lane each way, and it's for whatever reason it's been divisive. Some people really love the idea, and other people, and I don't understand why some people don't like the idea, but I think it would help with speeding.
Yes.
Right, and it would obviously add more parking.
Pedestrians.
And in some cases allow to increase some of the sidewalks to allow for more, make more pedestrian friendly sidewalks along Westward. So it's an idea that's out there, and I think, with the right support, and maybe something that can become a reality to both augment parking and augment the kind of sidewalk curb appeal.
It is an idea that's outside the box. No one has mentioned it. And I thought it was very brilliant. Like, for example, you have the sidewalks where we have Sushi Sake and Siam, that they have tables on the outside. People enjoy eating al fresco and pedestrians walking. So it does bring in a welcoming environment.
Excellent. Anything else surprise you as you've been talking to some of the residents, or something consistent that everyone you talk to tells you the same thing? Oh, this is a big concern for them. What are you hearing?
Well, today, as a matter of fact, a resident, an elder lady, said to me, "MaryJo, you need to be more witty and quick to respond." And I said, "Really? Okay, ma'am. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback."
Interesting.
But I don't want to be that person. I want to be able to listen to all ideas, welcome feedbacks, and be able to absorb that in order to make a decision. I am not going to be one that, or I will not be a councilwoman to just, spontaneously vote on something without knowing. One needs to do their homework or their diligence before making a vote or presenting to the council.
Oh, we appreciate that. As some of the other hot topics have been around, and I don't know if you're hearing about this, a little bit on crime. Some of the other candidates mentioned, crime, speeding, but the other one was development specifically, and I think we touched about this a little bit before, was the Live Local Act allowing a development at Miami International Airport property on the east side of Miami Springs, where currently it's kind of these abandoned parking lots that the initial proposal was for, I think it's a 3-tower apartments. They're 10 stories tall, much higher than things that are in that area.
Beautiful.
What are your thoughts on a project like that, and how the city could work with maybe the county to try to stop or mitigate that?
Okay, so a couple of things. I am against any development in our business district. On the outskirts, on Biscayne, that was when I used to live in Aventura. On Northwest 36th corridor, I do welcome developments, such as hotels perhaps, or living facilities that would have more like restaurants or business at the bottom and living on the top. But I'm more interested in learning on the developers. What are their intentions to coming and develop here in our city? And most important, what can they give back once that building has been fulfilled? So I'm interested in that. As far as having 3 towers of 10 stories each, that brings a large population into a city that perhaps we're not equipped for. Right now, we are not equipped, for example, of police services in 36th Street. We need more hands or more foots on the road on 36th Street, just with the police. We offer the police service and the municipal services, but we do not get anything in return, such as the bed tax. The fire is handled by the county, so that does not affect our budget for the city. But having 3 towers, that would bring our population very high from day to night, and I don't think that we can take that quickly, especially with fire or the fire department.
What else do you see in terms of your vision for Miami Springs of ways to protecting it and keep, like you said, you love the small town charm and you appreciate it now more than ever the longer you've lived here. What would be some things that you would do to try to protect that small town feel that people love about Miami Springs?
Well, one of my priorities is preserving. So we wish to preserve our canopy, for sure. We want a tree city title back. We do have a couple initiatives. For example, the Lions Club is participating in Arbor Day, I believe. They're planting 100 trees around the city.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, so things like that would help, but we still need to continue. Currently, what I find is that newcomers or people that purchase property here, they tend to cut all the mature trees within the property line, making it very difficult for code enforcement to follow up, because the realtors do have to submit a inventory of the mature trees in the property. But however, enforcement, we only have 3, so it's not really followed that well. So that falls into preserving. I also wish to preserve the history that we have by teaching our youth that to gain that pride of living in Miami Springs, to build that in them since they're in their youth, so that when they're adults, they can see what we have here.
It's a beautiful community. So I believe you're also involved with the Centennial Committee, is that true?
Yes.
All right, and so I know we got some fun and exciting things that are coming up on that. Go ahead and share.
I am so excited, and I welcome everyone. Right now, we need volunteers, we need sponsors. Yes, this is our city, so therefore we should work for our city. I welcome you folks in the Miami Springs website. We have the dates that we meet. Currently, it's like every other Wednesday at 6 o'clock at City Hall. We need volunteers. We need sponsors. We have a calendar that is pending approval. Every month of 2026, we will have celebrations for our city, for the youth, for us, and for the elders. For those that will turn 100 years old, centennials that live here, we have an excellent quality of life. The magic number is 20. We have 20 centennials living in our city.
Oh, wow.
That says a lot.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, that says a lot about the quality of life that we have here. Just like in the beginning of our interview here that you said, when we drive right into Miami Springs, we feel that moment that we can relax. That is quality of life.
Amen. Amen. So, as we, we want obviously voters to learn, more about you. Any kind of secret fact or something about yourself that you want to share with the community that we haven't covered already, that you go, people are, or as you're talking to residents and you go door to door, that they're surprised to learn about you, that you'd like to share with the community?
Well, I'm tiny but mighty.
You're tiny but mighty. All right, we like that.
I walk around and I canvas, and I have my little book with me, and I take notes. Something that I take pride, whether it be that the fence in the back was damaged when they came to pick up the trash, whether it be gravel in the swell, anything. Residents tell me I take notes, but what is unique about me, I follow through. What MaryJo says will do, you could expect it to be fulfilled and completed and executed with precision. I follow back to those residents and I tell them what has been done, and they usually are content and they're happy, and they see like a transparency. Okay, this is the type of councilwoman we would have at City Hall. Someone that's transparent, someone that you could reach out to, someone that you could speak to, someone that you should not be afraid to come and say, this is what's happening in my area, in my house, in my surroundings. So I wish to be that councilwoman for you.
All right, MaryJo, if residents want to learn more about you, where can they go?
Okay, hashtag Team MaryJo, or please follow me and welcome you. I welcome you to my webpage, MaryJo for MiamiSprings.com.
Awesome. And you have your contact information, your email and your phone number there if they want to reach out to you, and all your contact information there.
Yes.
Perfect.
Definitely.
So if they have questions, they didn't get their questions answered here before Election Day, they can go ahead and visit your website.
Yes.
So it's MaryJo for MiamiSprings.com?
Yes, perfect.
Very good. And then when's Election Day?
Oh, we have 2 dates. We have early voting. Well, right now you could do mail by ballots. Yes, definitely. Remember, that's available. Please vote by mail. We also have at City Hall, March the 28th and 29th from 7 to 7. 8 to 4. And then April 1st is 7 to 7 at the golf course.
At the country club. All right. So, all right, folks, you know the drill. It's important. We want everybody to be informed, learn about the candidates, and on April 1st, get out and vote. Any last words, MaryJo?
I welcome all your questions and all your feedback, so please reach out to me. And April 1st, come out and vote. I wish to be your councilwoman
Thank you,
MaryJo. Seat 2.
For MaryJo, she's running for City Council seat 2. MaryJo, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And we thank you for participating with us and sharing this moment with the community and letting the community get to learn a little bit more about you.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much.